Okay, we're going to try this on this first day after Christmas, 2019. There's a saying: you cannot have consciousness without awareness, but you can have awareness without consciousness. So what does that mean? Basically, awareness came first. And out of awareness, or let's just call awareness a state of absolute, or let's just call it a state of godliness, or let's call it a state of God. The isness that is. The isness that's not aware that it is. That's awareness. Consciousness is aware that it is. And we, human beings, in the state we are in, it is a state of consciousness. And consciousness is what is creating all the suffering and pain. And the best, so it's all about becoming in a state of nothingness. See, every time we're trying to attain something, we're continuing the system, if you will, of consciousness. Is that resonating at all? So see, and this is the paradox of it all. See, in this state of consciousness, we're in the state of using words, and words can be very deceiving because they're filtered. See, in the state of consciousness, it's a state of duality. I'm here, you're there. What's in it for me? How can it make my life better? See, that's the state of consciousness. That there's something out there. Now, you can say, I am. I just am. And all these things that we talk about, we listen to them, but to hold on to them is a state of consciousness. It's as I am holding on to this because it's going to make me more knowledgeable, more spiritual. But once, look at these as all pointers. We somehow have happened to fall into the state of consciousness. So these words and all the words that have ever been spoken and that are helping us, let's say, evolve spiritually, not on this earthly plane. We got to stop exercising all the things that this earthly plane has told us to do to be happy. And they were pointers to everything is a pointer to get us to the state of nothingness or to the state of awareness. And that state of awareness, like we said, is bliss. Well, maybe we didn't say it, but we're saying it now. Bliss, godliness, nothingness, awareness. Where you're just aware. But you're not conscious that you're aware. Okay? But that's okay. Because as soon as I'm conscious that I'm aware and I learned something, let's say, now I know something. Well, guess what? There's more to know. There's always going to be more to know. Therefore, I don't know nothing. I mean, in the end, right now, I don't know nothing. And for me to hold on what I know keeps me I know this sounds crazy, from the nothing I don't know. the nothing that's in the future that I'm unaware of. So the greatest, the best way I can put what awareness, so we can escape this consciousness, because it's to be childlike. Take an infant, and I've mentioned this before, we're going to mention it again because it's the best example I've got at the moment. It's the best pointer I've got to nothingness, to just pure awareness. A little child in a crib that's just in goo-goo and gaga land. And you can tickle it and it just laughs and smiles. That child is not conscious that it's aware. It's strictly in awareness. But it doesn't make it less. If anything, it makes it more. And it's us humans, adults, that are in consciousness that drag the awareness out of that child and make it conscious. Well, let me put this another way. We don't drag it out. It's always in awareness, but now we bring it into the illusion of consciousness. And so now this child, you, me, all of us, go through this thing we call life and time as a individual identity, and I'm here and you're there. That's the illusion. And we're always in a state of experience. But they say God never changes. Never. So whatever you see if you're always changing, that's not the real you. That's not the real you. The real you never changes. The I am that you are is the universe. And the love that you have for yourself is the same love that you have for others, believe it or not. The reason you care, if you will, for others is because you care for yourself, because it's in all of us. That's the one thing that we all share, that in that awareness, in whatever godliness is, it's pure giving. Pure giving. No thought of bad or good, just pure giving. They say nirvana is bliss, or the state of nothingness. In the state of nothingness is where bliss is found. But the paradox is you don't find. We're always looking. It's the stop for the search. Stop for the search. Because you are there right now. We don't have to search. Just accept your inheritance. It's so dang scary. Really? This is a thought that just came to me. They say people that, let's say, win $10 million or whatever, within 10 years, let's say, they're broke. They bought things and everything, but they find themselves in the same state they were. See, and that's the deal with, we think we want happiness and we want bliss, but we're really sabotaging our own selves constantly, because the bottom line is we can't handle it. it's too much light. It's like if you're in a dungeon or a box in prison and they put you in the dark room where there's no light whatsoever. And then all of a sudden you're in that room for, I don't know, a week. And all of a sudden they just open the door to it and the sun comes in. The first thing you can do, it's just going to hurt your eyes so bad you're just going to close your eyes because it's too much light at one time. For whatever reason, we are in this state of consciousness, and what we are seeking, which is pure nirvana, pure bliss, to reveal all my ugliness, if you will, all the ugliness, because if whatever ugliness you see in the world is your own ugliness, all right? Whatever ugliness you see in this world is your own ugliness. See, God doesn't see ugliness. We see ugliness. We want to pray to God to fix things. But this God, which is in us, even though the illusion is that it's not, the ball is in your court and it's in my court to change the world. The love you have for yourself is the love you really have for the world. But you don't know it. We don't know it. We're still stuck in the consciousness. So remember, all these things that I'm saying, everything is just a pointer. We don't hold on to it and all of a sudden become knowledgeable and now I know something because it's a tricky, slicky situation. Because now all of a sudden I know something. Here comes the I. Remember, a little child in a crib doesn't have any knowledge. No knowledge whatsoever. And yet they're in pure bliss. It doesn't take knowledge. These are just pointers to help us get back to our natural state, if you will. Well, I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. And we don't have to know we're in bliss to be in bliss. We'll just be in bliss. But we don't have to know it. We don't have to have the consciousness that we know we're in bliss. We'll just be there. And that's okay. That's okay.